So what is up, guys? It looks like we got some Link Joker revealed today. So we're going to be going over what got revealed. So this will be dropping this Thursday for Japan, most likely tomorrow. So let's see. They get a new Forerunner. At the start of your ride phase, if your Vanguard is not a G3+, discard a reverse. Okay, so you're going to be able to run reversed units in your deck. So we'll see how that plays out. Look at the top 5 cards, add a card to your hand, and if you added a reverse from outside the deck, you can add the same card to your deck. So it got like what Mario got. You add the floaty G3 back into the deck after getting it. All right. So Star Vader, Cold Death Dragon. When placed, if your opponent has a lock card, CB1, and then at the start of your opponent's next turn, your opponent puts a card at the top of their deck on a rearguard circle as a lock card. So most likely Cold Death Dragon's going to play out through killing intercepts, because if you do break right Infinite Zero Dragon, you kill the other intercept. The other unit that's going to come in is going to come in locked, face down. They don't know if it's an intercept or not, so they could get cucked if that was a G3 or something. So we'll see how that plays out for Cold Death Dragon. So that's interesting that they'll get another lock card. So again, their attacking will be limited since Cold Death Dragon puts the card on the empty rearguard column. But your opponent can play around this effect if they don't have boosters in the back, and they can just throw the lock card in the back if so needed. So Cold Death Dragon obviously has his ups and downs, because you need to have a lock card before you place this, which is always a bit of a banger here. But with like CBD, I mean, you can definitely make it work with CBD actually. If you get it just right, this card can work with CBD as well. But yeah, this effect is definitely much to be desired. I mean, it's going to really depend on the situation. Let's just see some of the other cards. Star Vader, Magnet Hollow. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is a Star Vader, which is you CB1, then you add a reverse from your deck to your hand. So this card's just adding any reverse you want. So we're going to have to see what they did here when it comes to saying add a reverse unit. So Glendios, alrighty, big guy, final boss. Let's see what happened. At the start of your main phase, if your opponent has 5 or more lock cards, you win the game. Okay, it's limit break 5, so good luck letting your opponent push you to 5 for a free win, or not. We'll see. Limit break 4, 1 turn, counterblast 1, and discard a reverse unit to prevent all your opponent's lock cards from being locked during their next end phase. So you can keep the front row locked if needed. Obviously, this is going to be the icing on the cake, because again, when you use this with Cold Death Dragon, that means that card that's been put down won't be able to unlock. So the combo with Cold Death Dragon, after you do an Infinite Saber Dragon combo, will come in handy, keeping your opponent locked at bay. So there's that. Also, you could use Singularity Sniper if they have a G3. Again, really benefiting those effects. So much to be desired for putting it into perspective. When your reverse rearguard is placed, lock one of your opponent's rearguards with priority to the back row. Yikes. And then prevent that lock card from being locked during the next end phase. So again, this is a 1 turn that locks a back row. So there's a lot of situations with this. Obviously, to get the full Omega lock, definitely really up there. But keep in mind, even if we pitch a reverse unit, we do get a G1 that was in story mode that says we can add a reverse unit from the drop zone to your hand, so you kind of get to recycle it, but that's a CB1. But we do get a countercharger with that CB1. That's a G1. I guess we'll have to see how he gets translated, because they didn't show that card, which would have been nice to see if they're going to nerf it, or the reverse unit can be placed anywhere. And last but not least, all reverse units get the following text. This card can be included in a Link Joker deck, but okay, so they pretty much made all the reverse units vanilla in Link Joker, so you don't have any reason to ride said unit, apparently, because I guess, I don't know, Bushy's weird, but so all your reverse units do become vanillas, so that's how they're going to do this reverse shindig when it comes to playing Glendios. Now, with that being said, I mean, Glendios needs us to lock 5. Obviously, I think now this is actually where Criff could come in handy, because now we need cards to lock back row. So the only 4 I can think of that can lock a back row in this type of situation, we might have to go back to Dusttail Unicorn for this, just to kind of keep the lock intact with Infinite Zero. Obviously, we don't have a brake ride for a Mega Glendios, even though I saw a promo card last night that could definitely benefit it. But you need to make sure you lock 5 cards for the win condition. But even so, this card can still play around your opponent at the end of the day, due to the fact, A, you can still keep your opponent locked, so they still lose, they're limited to 2 attacks. So a little bit plussing there. You only need to pitch 1 card to keep everything locked. And if you do an Infinite Zero play, that means that 1 card's going to be locked forever, so your opponent is limited to 2 attacks for the rest of the game. The other thing I noticed is the 1 turn effect to lock a card in the back row isn't bound by your limit break. So again, to discard a reverse, to know when you place a reverse to lock a card, which priority is to the back row, that's going to be up in the air. I mean, you're locking a back row, that's actually the free versus the limit break, where it's a counterblast 1. Discard a reverse card from your hand to prevent all your opponent's lock cards from being unlocked. So Mega Glendios can only prosper when he's going to be at limit break 4. But do you definitely need a brake ride for this? Oh, of course you need a brake ride for this. Are you kidding? You're going to need to, just to even pull off any effects. And with Magnet Hall being able to search a reverse, you'll always have something to pitch, so you can do the effect to keep everything locked. But with Cold Death Dragon, again, you're going to be with the reverse units that you keep drawing, you're going to counter charge back up. But with Cold Death Dragon, I mean, you're going to have to play him to the extent of, say, like, I mean, Cold Death Dragon comes in handy for this. Say you did Infinite Zero, he left an entire right column open. You play 2 of these, you lock 2 columns, you're good to go. You play a reverse unit, you lock 1 of the back columns. So that's how they want you to go about your Glendios plays. They want you to have 2 Cold Death Dragons prepped, and they want your opponent not to place any rear guards in a column, because they think your opponent's going to play smart and play around the lock. But with Cold Death Dragon, you'll be able to pull this off with the Limit Break 4. This is where it all goes down with Limit Break 4. After Infinite Zero, you lock 1, lock 2, play 2 of these Cold Death Dragons. You put 2 lock columns on the right column since they didn't place any units. And then once you play a reverse unit, you're locking the last back row column. So technically, you have prepped Omega Glendios with 2 Cold Death Dragons, 1 reverse unit in hand to assure the Glendios play. So again, a lot of things here are going to play out for this card. So that is good to know. With Glendios, you are going to have to play smart as hell. It is not an easy win condition. And as much as I like Wordlie Dragon, I really feel like Dusttail Unicorn makes his return just to keep the lock intact, I would say, in my opinion. Just to keep it locked, and you can pull off Glendios at the end of the day. Also, keep in mind, Star Rain Trumpeter for Liberators is going to be the next rank award again, so you'll be able to grind out more Gold Paladin cards, so don't worry about pulling too much in this set. You'll just have to grind out this and just pull all your Monarch Alfreds, and you're done for that. So looking at all this stuff, looking at Glendios, I mean, Glendios, at the end of the day, is going to be a smart unit. You have to play accordingly. You have to get your reverse units. I mean, you will possibly be running this G2, again, to search your reverse units so you can make the big plays. So once you have those reverse units in hand, or you're drawing all your heals, anyways, Glendios will be able to pitch a card, and you go about your day with that. But if you are running Break Ride, doesn't that limit your reverse? Kinda, yeah. It's going to be limiting your reverse if you try to do a Break Ride play, because you're down to what? You're running 4 Glendioses, you're running 4, like, Infinite IZDs, you're running 4 reverse units. You technically only have 1 reverse target. So again, that could be very situational, but I guess that's the whole point of the G1 recycling those units. That the G1 that says CB1 to add reverse units to your hand, but we don't know how many unless it depends on how many reverse units are on the field, so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, the Break Ride is very important for Mega Glendios to even do anything. So obviously you got to run Break Ride somehow. Like, it's like somehow you have to run the 1 Break Ride to do pretty much anything. So again, let's square back to Star Vader word line again. Discard a reverse, but you have to discard a reverse to look at the top 5 cards and add a card to your hand. Now, how this could benefit you, you could possibly try to search for the Break Ride. At best, you got to at least get the break. Maybe if you ran 1 Break Ride and you're running this, you could possibly get it, but I mean, it just really depends. I mean, you could technically sit on this, like run like maybe 1 to 2 Break Rides and 7 reverse units, I guess. Well, 2 brake rides, and 6 reverse units. Well, you have 4 Glendioses, 2 of that. Oh, I guess you'll be doing 3 reverses. Oh my God. But the reverse, 4 Glendioses, 2 of that, and then the rest will be reverse units. Never mind. Okay, we're good. So the reverse unit count will be at least, if you're running 2 IZDs, there should be about 6. And that's what's left. 7. So there will be about 7 reverse units in the deck. If you keep, if you have 7 reverse units, you should have better odds at searching your Infinite Zero Dragon with this. But again, squaring back to Criff here. Starcorn, Unicorn, Dusttail. It's always going to have that situation with Glendios. I mean, both Forerunners are going to have to be tested. But I mean, I would want to try Unicorn for Glendios. But I'll also want to try this Wardline Dragon on G3 searching for IZD. And you can keep technically searching. You can keep technically doing this effect by adding a G3 because you're adding the floaty back into the deck anyway. So you keep trying to increase your odds of adding Infinite Zero Dragons. So there's going to be a little thing in there, here and there, try to pull off the plays, so on and so forth. But yeah, with Cold Death Dragon, the best you can do is, you could, hypothetically speak, you would have to hold on to all your Cold Death Dragons in order to win the game, in a sense, when it comes to Glendios. Because if your opponent, say your opponent doesn't even have a field, say he only has the 1 back row, the 1 front row, and everything else is blank. So obviously, CB3 to lock everything there with Cold Death Dragon after you did the Infinite Zero play. You just put 3 lock cards with Cold Death Dragon, and that's an Omega lock. You pitch a card, and then, there you go. You kind of win the game when they're only at 2 damage or something, weirdly enough. So, like I said, Omega Glendios is going to be one of those big brain plays. We're going to have to see how he plays out when he comes to Global. Obviously, Japan's going to be first at testing this. So, until then, guys, see you later. Be good. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing how well Glendios will prosper in this set. Peace.